Hey guys, genre movie recap here. Today we are going to watch action genre movie called Soldier Boy. Spoilers ahead, turn on your subtitle, and enjoy. The film starts in Russia, where a family of 3 is having fun by the river. Sergei Ov, the youngest, told his older brother and mother that he was up in a tree when German fighter planes flew over. The mother tells her children to quickly hide in the bushes, but the 6-year-old says he's not scared and uses a slingshot to hit the jet. Everyone is surprised when he hits the jets and makes them explode, but when he looks around, he finds that his family is gone. Sergei wakes up from the dream feeling scared and calls for his mom. He thought it was his mother when someone knocked on the door. He runs toward it, but a woman from next door comes running in. She tells him that his mother and brother have died and thanks God for letting him live. The boy is too young to understand what she is saying, so he wants to stay home and wait for his mother. The woman tells him that the Germans have attacked them and that he should leave. Just so, soldiers are coming up to their house. The woman makes Sergei run out the window, but before she can join him, she is shot and killed. The 6-year-old boy is now on his own and doesn't have any family or friends. Sergei runs away from the house and looks back to see his whole neighborhood on fire. He calls for his mother but no one answers, so he leaves. He runs for a while and then finds himself in the middle of the woods. The little boy starts calling for his mother to come get him because he is lost that night. He lives in the forest. We see him drinking water from a river the next morning. Sergei quickly hides in a tree's roots when enemy soldiers come toward him. He knows they are dangerous. When a snake comes close, it scares him, but he doesn't say anything or run away. Sergei is scared of soldiers more than he is up. The soldiers eat by the river and then leave. Sergei takes the food they left behind and eats it for the rest of the night. At the end of the day, though, the little boy is tired. He hasn't eaten well in 2 days and has been walking with no place to go. He stumbles and falls, but he keeps walking. On his way, he sees some wild berries and eats them. Suddenly, an explosion goes off behind him. When the boy wakes up too quickly, he gets dizzy and starts to see someone coming. But even though he is scared, he stands his ground and tells the person he has a gun and is not afraid. He moves forward with a limp, but he falls asleep and is out for a while. 2 soldiers are coming up to him. The scene cuts to Commander Kuznetsov waiting for his patrol soldiers at the Russian army base. They come in with the hurt and weak little boy or girl. When the soldiers say they are on his side, the little boy opens up and tells them his name. When the kid shakes the commander's hand, the soldiers laugh and tell him to say his name. When they see a small child, the soldiers feel friendly toward him and circle him. They feed him and make him drink water. Even the commander, who is usually very cold, takes care of the child. Sergei heals wounds while a nurse named Kai addresses him. She is also attracted to him as a person. He wants to be a soldier when he grows up, so he asks her to draw a tank on his wounds. Even the soldiers who are hurt can talk to the child and feel better afterward. Sergei is very interested in the gun the commander has in his hands. The commander too answers all of the little boy's questions and lets him play with his honorary pistol. After taking out the bullets, Sergei shows him the tank he drew on his stomach and brags that he is also a soldier. The boy is getting better very fast. The Dr. Kasia asks the commander if the boy can stay with the battalion, but he says it's not safe. He wants Sergei to live in an orphanage. All of their free time is spent with Sergei. Many people go to see him all over. They bring him food that their families sent from far away, and they even let him use their binoculars. One day, the soldier asks the commander if the boy can stay with the battalion. The soldiers have grown close to the child and now see him as one of their own. With him there, they don't have to worry about the war. But the commander is very sure that the boy needs to go to the orphanage for his own safety. The next day, the enemy comes back and hurts a lot of soldiers. Sergei is picked up by a car and driven to the orphan. The commander tells the boy the news and gives him an honorary pistol made of wood as a gift. In return, the boy hugs him and says he is worried about the commander's safety. Commander Melton is hugged, and this makes him change his mind. He asks Sergei to be his son and stay with the soldiers. The soldiers look for little soldier that night. For the little boy, they couldn't be happier that Sergei is staying with them. Sergei is woken up by the commander, who gives him the clothes. He puts them on and runs around like a reel. The other people start calling him their little soldier boy. While the child runs around, the Germans attack the battalion from the air. The soldiers quickly get Sergei to a safe place and fight the others. The number of soldiers who are hurt is rising quickly. Sergei wants to help, so he brings water to soldiers who are thirsty. Because he has a bandage over his eyes, one of them asks him to read a letter from his family. The boy doesn't know how to help, but he wants to. He takes the letter and starts making up what it says, like that the soldier's cow is safe at home. The other soldiers tell the soldier to go along with the story and laugh when he says he doesn't have a cow. He reads everyone's letters the same way and makes them feel better. In the next scene, CIA and the commander talk to each other. The two seem interested in each other, but they don't say how they feel. Later, Sergei tells the commander that he is the battalion's orderly and begins to talk about himself. The boy then sees that one of the soldiers stationed there has been killed by the attack. The commander shows him how to show respect for the dead soldier by taking off his hat. The day after, he tells the commander that he needs a job, and the commander gives him the job of giving the letters to the soldiers. He does his job well, and the next day, he even makes the soldiers dance for him. Sergei takes his Beano a little too far from the base. He is playing with it when he sees a leg move inside a haystack. He runs back to his battalion to tell the soldiers what he has found. The soldiers aren't sure about the boy, but they follow him anyway. When they get close to the haystack, someone tells them that 2 German spies are hiding under it. The spies are caught, and the kid is told how smart he is. At night, Sergei's adoption papers were shown to him by the commander. He is now the kid's father. Sergei knows that the commander likes Kasia, so to thank him for being kind, he takes the commander to tell Kasia how he feels. But when they see her talking to another man, they think she's interested in him instead. The Germans try to attack the base once more. This time, Sergei does everything he can to help the soldiers by bringing ammunition to the soldiers in the front line. However, the soldiers in the front line tell him to go back to the shed because it's too dangerous. When he gets to the shed, he sees the commander and other people freaking out because they can't reach the colonel on the phone. The broken wires are fixed by a soldier. Sergei goes after the soldier, but Sisai has been killed by his injuries. He asks the soldier who is about to die how to fix the wires, and then he does it himself. The connection is made again, and more soldiers are sent. Everyone is saved by the 6-year-old. The commander and Kaya then talk by the river. Finally, the commander tells her he loves her and asks her to be Sergei's. Kaya is very happy, but before she can say anything, a soldier comes up to them and gives the commander a letter that says they have been sent from the base. The next day, Sergei and all the other soldiers leave for their new base. On the way, though, they run into a minefield that destroys some of their vehicles. The commander is hurt, and Sergei's close friend, the group's orderly, dies in the explosion. He sobs and gives the commander a big hug. They take the hurt people with them on their way to their new home. When they finally get to the other base, they meet the commander's boss, the general. Like the commander, the general is impressed by the kid's drive and tells the commander how lucky he is to have such a smart child. The next day, their division gets a guard spanner and the boy gets one too. When the general gives him his badge, he says he will save his country. One night, their base is attacked violently, and the commander is trapped under the ruins. Sergei cries for and tries to help his father. He calls the other soldiers, who bring the commander in the end. The next day, Sergei goes up to a commander who is hurt. When he tried to save the commander, he hurt his hands. The kid is now a part of the team and can't be taken away. He doesn't have a family with him, so he moves with them wherever the war takes them. At the end of the movie, we see the regiment moving to a new base. A voice in the background says that he even took part in the Battle of Stalingrad and traveled with the soldiers to Poland. He is now known as the youngest soldier in the world's history, and the story of how brave he was is now told all over the world. We really appreciate you watching. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel with the notification bell because it is really important for us. Thank you.